Hey gang, Chad Madden here, and in this video we're going to be talking about believability weighted decisions, but more importantly, how you can apply that to your direct access marketing efforts and specifically email marketing. So really quick, you can learn more here. We have a website here, learnwithbreakthrough.com. I have a lot on marketing over there. You can head on over there for some more goodies, but I just got back from an event. We were in Chicago. It was a huge private practice event where we're talking about direct access marketing. And there were, let's say, 130 owners in the room, and there was a session being taught by the former head of Tesla Motors. And this was, Tesla Motors online marketing. Let me clarify that. You know who the head of Tesla Motors is, but it was the head of online marketing for Tesla Motors, Carl Matiola. He was teaching a session, and he was teaching very specifically on how to take his skill set or how to learn from what he has done in email marketing and apply it to private practice PT. Now, many of you have heard the success of Carl and how he has helped private practice owners grow their practice. And for example, I know one owner specifically that was in the room that sent out a single email campaign and had over 100 people reply back to that from their patient list within the first 24 hours. And many of those people ended up scheduling appointments, and all these other wins came out of it. So anyhow, Carl's teaching this session, and what happened is the owner basically said, I understand what you're writing and how simple it is, but I want to talk like a PT. And I think the email should say this, and it was very focused on the type of treatment and that they were delivering and everything else. And Carl just took a step back and said, why don't you test it, send what I recommend, and then send what you're thinking that you want to send. And a lot of owners will do that. They'll, we're owners, we're trained as physical therapists, we're not trained as marketers. And when we come out, we want to speak exactly like we did in PT school, and that can be a big mistake. Well, there was a lot of hubbub around this last year, but this book was released, I think it was in 2018 or 2017, by Ray Dalio, hedge fund manager from the Massachusetts area. Ray's in his, I believe, his 70s. A lot of basic principles that he had to bring forward in this book called Principles. And one of the things that he talks about is errors in bias, errors in thinking, biases that we might have. And I see many owners do this. So I want to walk you through this, a very simple exercise of how you'll see this. But again, he talks about this believability weighted decision. And while it's nice when everybody has a voice, it's not always leads to the best decisions because we get groupthink and we can make a lot of errors in our thought if we just take everything to a vote. There are people with experience and there are people that have produced results in the past, and that's who we should be paying attention to. So as we're growing our private practices and as we're scaling specifically our direct access marketing or our direct access oriented practices, and we're going straight to the consumer and straight to the patient base, we have to be using things like this or we quickly make mistakes. And I have a lot of tools over on our website, learnwithbreakthrough.com. You can go over there, check out what we have. But so I want to take this, I want to give you an example of how you can apply this. So when people come into you for therapy, regardless of the type of physical therapy that you offer, there's a couple of reasons that they're coming to see you. Usually they have pain that they don't know how to control. They don't know what exercises to do. They don't know what manual therapy they need. They're not sure what modalities they need. So they're seeking out you. Why are they seeking you out? Because you have experience. If you're seeing somebody, let's say for an ankle sprain, chances are you've gone through school to learn how to treat an ankle sprain. You've done Con Ed courses, you've helped other people. You know that not only to test for range of motion and strength, you also know to look for ligamentous laxity, and also you're testing for proprioception. You know how to control that. That patient, that client, they don't know how to control that, right? You do. You have experience, that's why they're coming to you. The second reason is in the past, you've helped people with an ankle sprain, or back pain, or rotator cuff problem, or lymphedema, or whatever the problem is. You have experience and you have results. So when we're talking about an assessment and when we're talking about developing a successful treatment and plan of care, you have some believability weighted input into this plan of care, right? And it's significantly more than the patient. That's why they trust you. And it's the same thing here. So as we're growing and scaling our practices, if we want to make more decisions that are right or proper, or do more of what works and less of what doesn't work, we should be seeking out people that have believability weighted input. So in this example, and as I was standing back watching this, the therapist, and Carl got to this pretty quick, the therapy owner who was really stuck on the language, and really it was about promoting their certifications or promoting the type of treatment versus focusing on the pain. That therapist, did they have experience in sending email? Zero, right? They had used an outside company, but they had never crafted an email and sent it out themselves. So there was zero or very little experience there. Did they ever have results from that? And the quick answer was no. They had checked off the box of possibly sending out an email with a constant contact or something like that in the past, but they had never actually produced results. Now, if we go to Carl, right, former head of online sales at Tesla Motors, the guy that was in the room when they figured out how to sell a $100,000 electric vehicle online and with email. When we look at his experience, not only there, but at Johnson & Johnson and other Silicon Valley startups, he has sent over 100 million emails in his career. Is there a track record of success? Absolutely. We've benefited from using exactly what he told us to do and how to do it. We just had a recent event where we had over 100 people scheduled and we utilized the emails that he told us how to use it. We sent it out to our list, complemented it with some other marketing materials. We talk about layer marketing. We can talk about that in a future video. I don't have time to do it here right now. But anyhow, is there some believability in Carl's experience and the results? Absolutely. Which one did we choose to do? We chose to utilize what Carl had given us in terms of a decision or his input into our marketing. Did it produce results? Absolutely. So that's how you can think about this as you're going through and you're looking for direct access marketing input and ideas in terms of what you can implement into your practice. There's a lot of people right now that have viewpoints out there. I'd always look for those two things. Does this person have experience with that, or are they just giving me theory? And have they ever produced results? If you look for those two things, you're going to do a lot more of what works and a lot less of what doesn't work as you're growing and scaling your direct access practice. Anyhow, this is Chad Madden. Thank you for watching. Again, if you want that link, it's learnwithbreakthrough.com. I have a lot on direct access marketing over there, a lot of tools that you can implement immediately. And yes, we have the experience. I do personally, and many of our owners do as well. And we also have the results to support that. Learnwithbreakthrough.com, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found this helpful and you want to learn more, then head over to learnwithbreakthrough.com to access our free in-depth training tutorials. That's learnwithbreakthrough.com. Thanks again for tuning in.